Hey, this podcast holds nothing sacred. This is Life, Tech, and Sundry. And what is Sundry? It's our experiences put in a melting pot to the internet. So join us on this wild ride called the LTS Podcast. Follow us at LT Sundry on Twitter, LTS.pod on Instagram, Life, Tech, and Sundry on YouTube, and all your favorite podcast distribution services. Stay frosty.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this episode of the LTS Out of Office. My name is Marcos. I'll be your speaker for today, but with me, we have Big Alan over here.
Hello, everyone. Good evening.
Yes, sir.
Everyone. Thank you for having me back, Marcos.
Yes, sir. As always, a pleasure. And last, but definitely not least, we have a guest. Ale, how you doing?
Hi guys.
Hello.
Nice to be here.
It's me, Ale.
Me guys.
Yes.
What's up, Alejandra?
Nothing new.
Nah, it is. What else? Like, as of this recording, I think we officially starting the spring season of 2025.
I think so, buddy.
Yes, sir. What else? We did that. It's been an exciting week for, just to talk in general. I've created some notes. Would you like to slide in with the beginning intro, if you will, Mr. Allen, to tease us, if you will, of what we're going to have?
All right. Let me do a little bit of interjection here, Mr. Marcos.
Yes.
But I did want to give the opportunity to Alejandra, since this is a podcast where we're having a special guest that's joining us this evening. I do want to get for her at least, to get the opportunity to share with us and obviously the listeners a little bit about her, because it's kind of weird just having her drop in and it's like, oh yeah, this is Alejandra, and then go on with the show. I do want to ask Alejandra, obviously, how she is, how her week, her month, her year has been going. So what's the plan, obviously, for the future? You're a student, as you mentioned earlier. So if you can give us, like, I guess you can say the I was going to say the WikiLeaks. The WikiLeaks.
The Wikipedia.
I was going to ask for, like, the Wikipedia, like, short, 5, not lie. No, like a minute spiel about who is Alejandra, how is Alejandra, and what is
Alejandra? Imagine.
What am I? No, I'm just kidding.
What are you?
Please take it away.
All right. Awesome. So my name is Alejandra. I'm 23 years old. I am a college student. I'm studying communications. I'm focusing more on marketing and advertising. I feel like that's what I really like to do. I go upstate to the University of Buffalo, which is really nice. It's cold up there, so that's just
just straight cold.
Yeah, it's not bad though.
Oh no.
But yeah, I guess that's me right now, at least.
Okay. And is there like do you see yourself in a certain company in a couple of years or so?
Not a certain company. I do definitely want to, like, I know, like, one day I do want to be like a marketing manager for sure, but company, not really. Not yet, at least. I don't know if I want to go more into, like, I guess, like, the fashion industry or, like, like the tech industry. Because, like, I feel like with my major, I'm able to go anywhere usually and do different things.
Okay. That sounds interesting, Alejandra. And, like, as of right now, if I were to tell you, okay, Alejandra, I have this project I'm envisioning right now, and I would like for you to be like the one that leads the group or the team. What would be your expertise that you can offer, that you can place on the table? Be like, I know how to do this very well for, digital marketing or magazines or XYs. Like, what would be your forte as of right now, or where do you see yourself being your expertise?
I guess seeing myself, I really guess social media. Like back at UB, I am in a club called Alpha, and it's really nice. I'm part of the marketing committee. And so, like, we focus more on social media aspects. So it's like making flyers, posting, promoting our club. Right now, they're also working on a podcast. So they're doing like a little bit Alpha podcast.
Okay.
So we're also doing that, which is really fun. It's nice. So I guess my expertise or my niche would be like social media, I would say. But I definitely would like to move away from that and like do more of ads, like promotional, help create ads, see what like is our best target audience for sure.
Okay. And would you say that maybe down the line you would be more into like say that you like a company is offering you to lead one of the divisions of marketing, and they ask you, would you feel comfortable doing some sort of like questionnaire type of advertisement where you kind of not obviously cold calling, but more like getting to know, like having a portfolio of customers where you can actually email them and say, oh, we have a small questionnaire of like 20 questions. Like, would you feel comfortable enough to create something like that for a certain company?
Definitely. I think like with the classes that I'm taking as well, like, I feel like I'm learning more of email etiquette as well as I think like I'm taking a research method class. So
Okay.
right now I made like a questionnaire, you would say, about like a company that was invented. And so I think I would definitely be comfortable with that.
Okay.
I didn't even know email etiquette. Damn.
Yeah.
All right.
Not that I'm trying to like I guess you can say dig into what you're like very specific, but it's good to know because sometimes like those are the type of things that I want to say people that don't know about it just don't know about it, and they would never guess that
Right
there's
over here.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as you, Mr. Marcos.
No,
There's certain
literally.
things like that are being taught that obviously we're kind of like
You're like
ignorant to, and it's nice to know that there's people that actually have that type of forte.
Yeah,
especially like say, and I would just say, Alejandro, like as an example, if Marcos and I were to ask you, hey, how comfortable are you to help us create a stronger online presence by creating a website? Like how, I guess you can say, how comfortable are you, or how comfortable are you in helping us to create something like that, like from scratch, just creating a website to help us reach more people? Would you be comfortable, or do you think you would be able to help us in that sort of situation?
I think honestly I'd be like 50% comfortable with this because like
Okay.
I feel like in website it does take a lot, like you have to know like your right target audience, what for me I focus more on like I want to see the art part of it, like what colors intriguing, stuff like that. So I am 50% comfortable, but that doesn't mean I'm not willing to learn more to get to 100%.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean that definitely would be like a fun project because
Right.
I was learning how to make graphic design. Like I'm taking like a graphic design class. So I'm learning like little stuff like that. So I'll definitely that's why I'm like 50% comfortable, but not fully there.
I hear you. So,
Understandable.
So you would probably feel more comfortable if we were to if Marcos and I would say, hey, Alejandra, how much would it cost for us to have you manage our social media? That would be Instagram, Twitter, and Marcos, what's the other one that we have?
I would just say Instagram and Twitter, because there's a comment section on YouTube, or the comment section on Spotify.
Cool. So say if we were to ask you if you could manage those for us, what's your going rate? And how much would you be able to help us out in that? How would you structure it in the sense of where do you see trends heading towards, as far as whether it be podcasting or something similar of that sort? Would you tell us all right, now it's time for you guys to make silly videos?
That's a formula thing, right?
Because sometimes it's not only very, very formula based, I guess. Try to get yourself into the algorithm and pop up in people's I don't know. I think Marcos suggested one time that let's just bot ourselves out.
I did this when I was 1 hour of sleep and I was at work over there. It's wait, why don't we just farm it on both ends? I said in my head.
Yeah, I mean,
that's funny. My going rate, I don't know. In this economy, I got to figure out. You guys got to give me time.
She's like, I need 100,000
off the cuff.
now. I need 100,000.
Okay, discount, no worries.
3K right now, 3Gs.
But I think definitely now, especially with TikTok, I feel like you guys would definitely have a good presence on TikTok.
Even now, after it got sent out and then came back.
Yeah, I feel like even I don't know. For me personally, I love TikTok.
Sorry.
She has a, see, look, I have a notebook.
But I think definitely you guys would be really nice there, just because you could do like little, or like even Instagram, do little reels of like a little tease of what you guys are gonna have coming. Definitely would recommend that, because like nowadays our attention span is very short. So anything.
Is it for everyone, or is it the majority of a specific pool that's growing day by day? That's my question.
I want to say well, I guess it's the younger generation. I would definitely say like maybe
so between
30.
the ages of like middle school till like maybe the end of high school, like 12th grade, or even further down, like
Further, like I want
like
to say
associate's degree, bachelor's degree
yeah.
type of people.
I don't know, man. Yeah.
I definitely have a short attention span. I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
Oh, dang.
Do you think in shorts? That's my question.
Do I think in what?
In shorts form, in short.
What do you mean by that? Like,
What do you mean by that? Like, I think in memes. That's how I think.
okay,
May that be a song?
Wait, what? No life.
May that be a song? Like a meme of a song? Like that sound effect of you raise your eye, like boom, like the Rock, bombastic side eye? Like, what do you mean by that? Or something like that, like, or I have a beat in my head of like, who's watching? Or you should be watching. That kind of style, like in my head. Like I think and make myself laugh as a joke in my head, obviously. Everything's up here. I'm crazy like that, but do you think in shorts, in comedic skits, that's what I'm trying to say?
I don't know. I've never really thought about that. I'm not gonna
How do you think?
me,
How do you
guys,
think?
I don't. No, I'm just
Okay,
like
that's
short
the question I
attention
need to figure out. That's the short part. That's
No,
what I'm
but
asking.
I guess not to try to switch up the question, but to switch up the question, like what do you see trending now, especially since you already mentioned that maybe for us target audience would probably not be so much people that are younger than us, because I guess the level of, I want to say, they probably wouldn't, how would you say it? They probably wouldn't relate to us as much, being that
There you go, really.
we're
Yes.
older than them. So I don't pretend to understand or think that person that's like maybe 12 years old or 15 years old isn't really gonna listen to us and be like, that's interesting. Yes.
What's
need
the
to
latest
listen to
meta in Overwatch?
Right.
Or what's the latest meta in Marvel Rivals?
So I know that probably they wouldn't identify themselves with us to a certain degree, but there might be topics that they will, and for that same reason, like the target audience probably wouldn't be those middle schoolers, high schoolers perhaps, but it might be older people. But I don't know, like what would probably be the things that are trending now that we could probably use in order for us to kind of like push our podcast a little further.
brother.
Like, what have you seen in the digital streets?
Yeah, besides doing, dances and like half naked people, doing their dance.
No, they're not. Like, no, that's
I think
what's
me and
happening.
Marcos are trying to do that.
What?
They're trying
No.
to get the attention.
No.
No dancing, guys? You sure?
No. This
More than
This I
positive.
do. I keep this shirt for you, not for me. I keep this shirt on for you.
It's like, it's like there's kids out here. Like,
You don't need to
stop
see
that.
these folds.
I definitely, honestly, it really, like social media, like you said, like there's algorithms. So like I get like me and my like TikTok and my Instagram, like the way my algorithm works out is like
The
I
way
focus
it's
more
set.
on like day in the life kind of thing. Like, like
Okay.
That's what you've noticed for your tasted algorithm.
I feel like it's just very different. You guys, I feel like your podcast is very technology.
Yeah.
So I feel like I would have to dig in deeper and see what, people like who have podcasts in technology and stuff like that are focusing on, or like ways to do it. I don't know if it answers a question, or I'm just like avoiding the question.
No,
I don't think there's a wrong
I don't-
answer. I don't think so.
I don't think there's a wrong answer. I'm left wondering where I think we have had the difficulty to a certain degree to kind of have some sort of standard as far as like what we really talk about, because hence the name Life Tech and Sundries. There's going to be days or podcasts where we'll speak mostly on things that are going on in life, whether it be current events or stuff like that. There'll be times like today where we start off with technology or like the little things or inconsistencies that we see and we kind of talk through, does it make sense, doesn't it make sense, or is it
What's
even
your
relevant
experience with it?
anymore? And then there'll be times where we kind of stick to like just good old fashioned, listen, man, I'm hungry. Yo, remember the time we went to go eat pizza at such and such place? And it'll just be random, and then we'll have those aspects, or like maybe we were just bored of like having the same setup of talking points, and then we'll end up talking about like things that we enjoy, like our hobby, like watching anime or talking about those type of things. But it's kind of all over the place, so we don't really have a set, this is our identity of what we speak about. And like, again, being that you are in this kind of world of marketing and stuff, listening to something like that and trying to like funnel it and try to like capture that lightning in a bottle to kind of like, oh yeah, these people talk about what do they talk about again? It's kind of
you're asking to make that's like, well, how do you capture lightning in a bottle? Well, you go to a storm.
Like trying to standardize something that
how do you standardize that?
And try to put it in the algorithm is kind of weird for us, because like, say if we were to do clips, right, like you were mentioning earlier, and maybe right now we're talking about technology, you'll be like, okay, maybe I can put like the hashtag technology X, Y, and Z. But then they start, like, people tune in, they listen, and like, what the hell does pizza have to do with technology, right? And it could be as simple as, oh yeah, we were watching how this new kind of like Tesla pizza making machine is going on and making pizza, and like, okay, now it makes kind of like sense.
Chef Pepe.
And like, and then we'll kind of like switch it up and be like, oh yeah, you know who else like pizza? Goku like pizza. I know for a fact, my man.
Goku eats. He eats. Right? He eats.
He eats, and that's, I guess, though. I mean, maybe there'll be people that say, oh, that's quirky. That's kind of like weird and kind of like I want to listen to that. And there'll be people like, these people are idiots. Like, what the hell am I listening to? Why should I be listening to you guys? So yeah, that's where we're at. I mean, Marcos, Josue, and myself, we enjoy each other's company. We like talking to each other. Yeah. And these are the type of topics that we come out with. So again, for whoever does take that challenge of like helping us coordinate and try to like, I guess, orientate us to put something more out there for social media for us, it's going to be quite a tall task, because we're so random in our way of, I guess, organizing ourselves in talking points and stuff. So yeah, Alejandra, if we were ever to like hire you, that'd be like the big conundrum. What the hell am I gonna do, right? Basically,
how can you pitch this to the masses? Find a way.
I think it's just like such a good thing though. Like, like sometimes people don't want the same thing every day. Like you guys said, like sometimes people just want to listen and feel like part of your podcast, which I think you guys do a pretty good job. It's just like, people don't always want to hear about technology. Sometimes people just want to feel included, or like you said, sometimes your thoughts are somebody else's thoughts as well. So it's like, that's how people feel connected to you guys. It's like, no, but I was really thinking the same thing as Marcos, like the whole, like, I think in memes, I'm pretty sure people think in memes like you, Marcos, like, I'm not gonna lie. So I think you guys would probably find an audience that's not just, like you said, like now it's not just about tech, but more about like feeling included into you guys, like into your podcast, and feeling part of like a family. Cause like, that's what this podcast really is. I feel like it's like a family. So having
family
feel like that family would be really good. I don't know, but I'll definitely take a look, and I'll look. You guys have like social media, right?
Yes.
We haven't been very active. I haven't been very active.
I occasionally post here and there whenever they say, like the 4th of July. I had 4th of July Oreo cookies, and that's just as I had as much of a holiday. I put it in for the masses, and then there you go.
But if anything, I'll definitely take a look at your social media, because I think that's where people like kind of would end up reaching out and like finding your podcast is through your social media accounts. So definitely, yeah, I do recommend being a little bit more active though, because like, people do like seeing, podcast posts, like little clips or little baits of their upcoming shows. So
right,
I think
yeah,
guys,
I think also a lot has to do with the fact that I'm lazy with it. Where it's like,
what do you mean lazy? You're a busy man.
Maybe in other things, yes, but when it comes to like social media, it's like sometimes I find it a little bit repetitive. Repetitive in the sense where it's like, like how many, like say we chop up the podcast tonight, and we can have like, you know, a bunch of short clips where it's like talking about certain talking points or whatever. Then I would be tasked with kind of like spreading it out in like about 2 weeks or so. And then it's like, okay, after that, like it just becomes a whole, almost like to me,
It's a job.
like a chore, right?
Yeah.
It's a job, yeah.
And being that in between those type of clips, you want to also put like, what the hell did we eat today? Or maybe like, oh, look, I'm walking my dog. Or, oh, look at this cool thing that we're going to probably talk about on the podcast next week. And it's like, it just kind of, it's like, I do want to share a little bit of that aspect of, you know, the normal us, and but also not to Marcos's point, not so much where we dox ourselves, and kind of like finding that happy medium of where how much we can share and how much we shouldn't share. And I guess those little, you know, 2-3 talking points that get the ball rolling for people to have that engagement, like you were saying. And I sometimes stress the fact that I want to do that, but sometimes in doing so, I find myself in that kind of like rut of like, again, I have to figure out the formula to make it look appealing. Cause it's like, sometimes it's like, okay, you posting 7, you know, pictures of Dunkin' Donuts, it's not going to help with people
Yes,
saying,
King.
oh yeah,
Proceed, King. It's the same picture, just different caption.
right. It's like, or
Dunk on, King.
yeah. Or definitely, or maybe the bacon, egg, and cheese was particularly delicious that morning. And you're like, you know what? I'm going to take a picture of it.
One picture clean, second picture bite, third picture like the last bite.
And it's like,
You
damn.
tell a story.
Yeah, no, exactly.
One story.
And again, I do want to get to a point where it almost gets automated, so it kind of does it. But again, then people start feeling like, oh, it's not authentic when you start automating it.
Disingenuous.
Yeah, and it almost feels like, what do you do? Oh, sorry.
I was going to say an example that closely relates to you. They were out of context. They were interviewing an actor, the one that became Captain America in the TV series in Marvel.
Evans?
After the Rogers, whatever his full name is.
Yes.
I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
That guy, he's been in the TV business of acting since the days of 3 Mile of Eminem, that movie. He was the counterpart that he rap battled with, right?
Yes.
And he was saying, an example that Eminem told me, what do you want to be? Do you want to be a celebrity or do you want to be a working actor? What does that mean? If you become a celebrity, there's like a 5-year process that actors go big. They become big boys in acting. Like they go in and act in a Marvel movie that do all those things, like Michael B. Jordan. He gave examples, you know, in a 5-year decade. When did like 3 Mile by Eminem come out, that movie?
Is it an 8 Mile?
8 Mile, there you go, not 3 Mile. 8 Mile, yeah. That came out like in the 90s, right? 2002. He's been acting. That was his first debut in the movie when he was like the first rival that he rapped with, stand-up rapping as the White Rabbit, and the other guy was like a famous, you know, stand-up rapper right there on the spot. He was saying, what do you want to be? I want, especially like Eminem, I don't know his full name, his government name, but he said, what do you want to be? My specialization, this acting part, not my thing. I want to be a professional songwriter and all those things. This is a step for me to become what I want to be, the personality in singing. And then the drama came out, the personality of Eminem in real life, whatever happened throughout the years. This guy, he didn't go up and become a lot of different things. He just diversified. He diversified and got different roles until his next big role was he was Falcon, like during the one of the in Endgame and the Winter Soldier, all those things. But he didn't become that in 1 year or 2 years. He did that in 20 years. He diversified in all those different things. Even if the role was to be an actor in State Farm, not be the direct one, be a person walking in the public in the background, or him be present, not be the main character, but be a little bit of everywhere so he could get some recognition. His brand was being on the sidelines. After 8 Mile, he did a lot of different roles, but he was getting, you know, basically recognized, building presence, getting his foot on the door, like you would say, Alan, in different subjects, not being one thing, until the opportunity came up for him to become the Falcon, and then his story in Winter Soldier and all those things. And then those 5 years of him becoming an actor went into him being the new Captain America. But that took decades, at least 2 decades. He didn't, versus Michael B. Jordan, he was an actor, small-time actor for 3 years and then hit his contract. Right now, we don't know what's going on with Michael B. Jordan, but he's still a big actor. But the path to getting there, his promoters, him, hey, I forgot the name of the new Captain America's name. He would say, okay, do you want to do this? Do you want to do that? Do you want to do this? As little side hustles, but he's still getting his name there as part of the credits. And what I was trying to say is that, like, he himself didn't become a brand or a symbol of what he is for many generations of famous actors, if you will. And that's like the same thing in podcasting. What do you want to do? Do you want to become a celebrity podcast, or do you want to be a podcast like that doesn't specialize in anything but goes wide, and you're gonna have to grind it out, basically? And I feel like marketing specialists would tell us, like, what do you do? What do you want to be? Where do you want to be in 5 years? What do you want to be in 6 months? That's what I was trying to say, basically.
Where do you guys see this podcast going now that Marcos brought it up? Like, do you guys see this like as a long term, or is this like you guys will run it?
What do you think, Alan?
Yeah. For me personally, I always looked at it as a way of me being able to speak to family members and obviously other guests that aren't family members, and kind of have it as almost like a memento, a recording, something that will show our family ties to future generations. So when I no longer am on this earth, right, living, like, there'll be something registered or recorded that I would be able to pass down to my future generation, where they're like, oh yeah, our cousins got along, family had things to say. And
literally this episode, family.
Yeah, basically. And there's some sort of like something that is registered by us, where we can kind of like share our thoughts. And even though we're not here we won't be here anymore, like our kids and our grandkids and so on and so forth, will be able to listen to our recording and be like, huh, that was dumb. that was insightful. Yeah. Or hey, that was insightful, or that was interesting, or I never really thought about it that way until my uncle, Marco's uncle Alan, or Abuelito Alan, said it when he was 36 years old.
Can you imagine that? Like, 50. Literally, like, someone's literally gonna be grandparents or grand uncle.
At some point, we'll all be in that situation. So for me, it's almost like a time capsule, right, of our ideas, thoughts, and voices. And at some point, maybe even recording our faces on the actual camera.
No.
Showing people how we look.
They can't. This camera can't hold my face. No.
I know, you're too beautiful, my guy.
Right.
Handsome devil.
Side eye.
No, but basically that's, to me, that's how I look at it. I don't feel the pressure of like, oh, this thing has to be profitable at, in the next, 3 months or 6 months. I don't see it that way. I'm really, like, I try to enjoy it as much as I can, because I get to speak to the people that I enjoy speaking to. And we're all, as of right now, we're still on the same page as far as like, there's nothing crazy. We're kind of like coming out like, oh yeah, no, we need to do X, Y, and Z. And it's like, oh yeah, but you might go to jail for that. Like, oh,
pause.
Okay,
you say pause on that conversation?
No, but we do. I like the dynamic where sometimes we do have things where we agree on, some things we don't agree on, and we're able to hash it out in a way where it's like, oh, I've never seen it that way, or I've never understood it from your point of view, but that sounds interesting. And it kind of helps me, kind of like the iron sharpens iron type of metaphor, where it's like, I would hope that more of our family members come on, and people that aren't our family members but are like close friends of the family would come on and definitely have that kind of conversation, where sometimes it's a little weird, but for one reason or another, I guess you can say we don't tend to stick together as a family, in the sense of like, and again, this is from my point of view, just because maybe I've been the outsider to a certain extent for whatever reason, and family do get together. I'm just not there, or haven't been included for reasons or whatever the case may be. Maybe it's long distance. Maybe I'm just not in like, it's an inopportune time because people work. But yeah, it just goes to show you that there's plenty of conversations to have, and I want to have it with the family and people that are close. And obviously, I just really enjoy speaking to Marcos and Josue. And again, Alejandra, obviously enjoy speaking to you and everybody else that is part of, I guess you can say, our bubble. And
an example.
Yeah, no, of course. And yeah.
How did we start things before even doing a podcast? We would do we call out together doing videos. It's about food. That's how it started.
Exactly. And I think at some point I do want to have those type of times where we can sit down, break bread, and have a conversation, because sometimes there's topics that maybe in the past were kind of taboo, whether it be money talk or something along the lines of even what would it be, just finances, personal development, even the I guess the more overarching what you're studying, where you see yourself in 5 years type of things, where it's kind of I don't want to hear this from another person. I want to go down this route in my career, and maybe you don't like it, but it's that's what I like to do. And it's okay, no, that's cool. But tell me what you like about it. How are you going to, where do you see yourself? Do you see yourself still living with your parents, or you still see yourself living by yourself? Are you going to get married? Do you want to get married? Do you want to have kids? No kids? Or what's your stance on this? Or what's your policy on that? It's oh, no, you don't. No, by the time I'm aged so-and-so, I need to have at least 5 kids or 2 kids or no kids.
What, there's a quota already? Damn.
And again, these are the type of things that sometimes are kind of almost taboo for us, because it's I guess in a very polite way in Spanish, que te importa, right?
Really, I was thinking the same thing. I was
what does it matter?
I'm going to say none, yeah.
But interestingly enough, we might say that under our breath, or even think it what does it matter to you? Well, not that it matters so much in the sense oh, it's affecting me, but it's always good for someone to kind of challenge you and push back on the things that you think that are correct or right or wrong, because in that type of situation, growth can come from it. And even though we don't like being pushed on our ideals or what we think, sometimes that push or confrontation, hopefully in a productive way, leads to something that's better. Maybe you get pushed back on your ideal or your thinking, and you're I'm glad I spoke to that person. Maybe I don't agree with them, but then something happens along the lines, and you're now I see why they said it to me. Maybe it wasn't the best way of communicating to me, but I'm glad that the conversation was had. And sometimes we don't have those type of conversations that kind of push the envelope a little bit, to kind of push back on what we thought was right or what we liked, we didn't like. And those standards or those kind of parameters start to develop in our mind and in our way of thinking or doing things. And we would hope it would be for something constructive, something better for you. And not just you, but for myself and for everybody else. And I think, again, this little time capsule of voice notes, if you will hopefully help our future family members to make better decisions. Because again, it's no one's promised tomorrow, as we clearly saw with family members not so long ago, right? But I mean, that's how I process it. I mean, again, sometimes I feel at least for me, because I've never had that interaction with my family in the sense of oh, wow, I'm there with them every weekend, para la carnita asada or whatever the case is. And it's no, I'm still very much a stranger to a lot of my family members. It's crazy. When I go to Mexico, my dad was still alive. It would be hijo, mira, aquí está tu prima, esta es tu tía, este es tu tío. I'm family, hello.
Everything else, you're good? You're back on? And does it say that you're on my side? It doesn't say anything.
Yeah, mine says it's recording.
Oh, there we go. You may proceed then. But yeah, literally the heart of Alan was saying that even if we like it or dislike it in experiences, Ali, may that be your specialty in marketing or my specialty right now is for customer service in the coffee industry, specifically just in the coffee shop. It's still a personal experience that we can pass on to different generations, whatever they can take from it.
Yeah.
And Alan is and then and even with this current situation that we're living in, that family members passed and we'll never be able to get back what they potentially can pass on. And if we can use this medium as a way to capture a capsule, like Alan was saying, and maybe the future generations, and what Alan is scaring him right now, and right now me too, is because of the pressures that are right now. Not many people or great grandkids won't be able to get some insights in. If I get grandkids, I'm gonna say, Meow, get to learning Spanish. No, imagine.
No, I think more to the point, it's like, yo, you know, it's crazy where it's like my kids won't be able to say or be able to have a conversation with my dad nor with my dad's father. Like, right?
They're great grandparents, if you will.
Right. So not that I'm saying that, you know, you need to have that, but it's kind of crazy where it's like we're going down that line where people are having maybe 1 or 2 kids, maybe no kids. And it's like we're getting to that generation where, like, kind of funny when you put it this way. It's like we're getting down to the generation that doesn't know how to make tamales, right? Or things of that nature. It's like,
and that's why you need a podcast to tell them, yo, tamales are the best.
No,
or pozole is the bomb.
You can use that as a metaphor for anything that family gets together to do, right? So it's like, where's the uncle that's going to show the kiddos how to make carnita asada, right? The right way. Where those moms or dads that are going to show their kids how to make, I don't know, something simple, you know, whether it be how to freaking change the tire on your whip, right? Check if the car needs changing
with the rights of repair.
Right. Well, that's another issue. Yes.
That's another drama.
That's a very, unless you have an electric car and you're trying to put gasoline in your Tesla.
I was telling that to a family member earlier today. Like, looking at cars right now, like if everything is looking how I feel like it's going, hopefully the market adjusts in the way that you can self-repair more, because we have to be self-sufficient more. I don't know how. For example, make Beatles style cars great again. Make them just as advanced, but more independent of self-repair.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, you pay for it. Why not?
By the way that we're going right now, that's why, like, I'm sniffing in the air. Like, I'm reading my tea leaves.
No, and it makes a lot of sense. Again, like, those are the type of things that not that I'm scared of or afraid of. It's just like it's a pressing issue that we have to come to, you know, to realize, right? Yeah,
to realize,
to grips with, where it's like, yeah, that's gonna happen, and it's like, so you're never going to be 100% prepared for things like that. But if you kind of know what's coming down the road in the next, like, maybe 5, 10, 15, 20 years, it's like, yeah, we should kind of expect something like this or similar things to happen. But that shouldn't be something that scares us, but it kind of should motivate us to be able to communicate with the people that we know. You know, to me, it's kind of funny how there's not to throw shade at the family, right? Because I love my family. But sometimes it's like,
the only one you got, or that you're.
It's like you're born into it, right? Yeah. It's like, if you can't beat them, make them.
There you go.
But that's the issue. You see that there's certain families that are very united, very like, let's help each other grow until, you know, we make it to the top. Whoever makes it to the top helps the other one get to the top as well, and so on and so forth. And a lot of times that's not the issue with some family members. Yeah, it's like, it's a self-defeating kind of like situation where it's like, if someone makes it, it's like he or she wants to step on everybody else to, like, kind of make it to the top, and then it's like all bridges, and it's like that's too extreme. Both extremes are kind of like, maybe not the best for everyone, where it's either you try to push everyone and everybody kind of, I guess they kind of despise you for it. And then the other extreme where it's like you kind of want to step on everyone to get to the top and everybody despises you for it. It's like, those are the two things the two extremes that you see very often, where it's like, why don't we kind of like try to be on the same page? And the only reason not the only reason, but one of the reasons I really enjoy having or speaking on the podcast with family is because in order for us to get to that point of better understanding each other is the conversation, right? Is that, you know, I know, to Alejandra's point, Alejandra has told us that not everybody has the same attention span, especially now. And I get that. But we do need some long form type of content or conversation where we're able to kind of hash out those grievances and differences. And I guess, you know, whatever, what was that saying that one of the teachers would say in high school? Preguntas, preocupaciones o dudas. It's like, of course, you have
questions
those.
and concerns.
Yeah, or even doubts.
Yeah.
Like in I guess the long and short of it is like, yeah, those are the things that we should hash out now when we can still kind of react to it in a positive way. Then down the line when, you know, you're bedridden and you can't do anything about it, but kind of sulk. And it's like, that sucks. So yeah, that's how I perceive it. And again, just to end it with this, I
Your
really
personal
enjoyed
experience.
yeah, and I really enjoy talking to you guys because I get to look at or listen to your point of view and kind of meditate there and a little bit and think about it and say, that was so insightful. I really enjoy the conversation, and I can, you know, glean a little bit more of your insight because obviously you guys have a different point of view. You've gone to school, you've had your experiences, and obviously you have something to bring to the table that I really enjoy to listen to and understand that that's something I can glean from. So I would hope that it, you know, the feeling is mutual and reciprocal, you know? So that's my 2 cents on it. I don't know about Alejandra and Marcos, but y'all can, you know, flip the coin and see who goes first.
Flip the coin whole.
I mean, I think this is very relatable, definitely. Because, you know, like, I feel like every family has, like you said, like, their own grievances. And I feel like us talking about it here is just like a great platform for it and like get other people to relate. So it's not like, honestly, I feel like your podcast is just about life and you guys make it like, you guys relate to it with your own personal narrative. It's really nice.
An example, when we were going in person more, that's how it started. Like for me, I built my interest, if you will, of having hardware to be able to satisfy that need. And that's what my niche went into when we were collaborating and like specialize in having the venue, if you will, most of the time. Or if 99% of the time, Alan was the venue acquisition member. May that be on the food, may that be on the ideas. And then for my side, it's okay, let me get the hardware to make that happen. And then Mr. J would be the balancer of, okay, I can assist you with a little bit of hardware. I can assist you with, may that be on, for me specifically, like mobility. Like, okay, you're the mobility, your issue is mobility. I can be your cameraman for this situation. And then I would like to specialize on, may that be post-production. And even though we were different things, we were still collaborating in one goal. Alan's idea of, even though we have different niches, we would still produce something together, and the experiences that we build in the way there. What if they're not going to, the other people, family members, as an example for right now, is that they're not going to be here. Ironically, like Alan said, his dad is not here. The other family members are not here. But an example for this one, we were able to record a family member that wasn't here, not once, multiple times, right? And that could be a memory that could live on.
Exactly right.
Ironically, it's too soon, but it's still like, you literally have an example right there.
Yeah.
Yep. Well,
it hurts. It feels weird, but it's there. It's digitally there in the imprint.
No, but I think. Oh, sorry, Alejandra. Go ahead.
I don't know. It sounds like you guys said, you know, like you guys had like the opportunity to record with her, and like now, like not just you guys, but like any one of our family members could go back and just listen to her and like hear what she has to say, because you guys, you know, had the chance, had the platform to hear her out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, exactly. And hence the reason why I really enjoyed this type of situation platform. Because, like, of all our family members, it's like you don't know, right? Almost like kind of like a Russian roulette type of situation. It's like tomorrow isn't guaranteed. And if we're able to have that kind of memory, yeah, I guess in a moment you say ouch, right? Because it hurts. But at the same time, it's like you appreciate for what it was, right?
In
a
the
great
10 years
memory.
or just in 6 months, we're like, oh.
Right, and the great memories that you had with the person.
Yeah,
and you're always going to have that beautiful, great memory that you have preserved, right? And that's awesome. And again, I think it just goes to show how this could be something that it helps almost like, how would you call it? I wouldn't call it like a medication or anything, but it almost feels like
therapy?
Like almost therapeutic, right? Where you're able to like go down the line of the countless podcast episodes that we have and pick out the ones where we're not speaking nonsense and we're actually having a great dialogue.
His memory. Yeah.
No, bro, there'll be times where I'm like, yo, you know what? let me re-listen to a podcast where it's like, I know we mentioned something and I'm like, what was it? And then we can go back to it and we're like, oh, okay, yeah, that's what Marco said, or that's what Josue said, or that's what the guest said. Yeah.
Your Honor, the receipts are right here.
Exactly. But yeah, those are the good times. That's why I enjoy it. Very much.
As a content idea, would it be too much out of pocket to bring like a little laptop and the microphone like handheld? Like, hey, what do you think about this? And to family members in an event, isn't that like too pushy? Like as a concept in your idea?
I don't think so. I mean, well, more than anything else.
Sorry.
I think fine. No, you're actually correct. I would say like the timing would have to be right for that to work, because it's like, Marcos, I don't know if you have the time, bro, but I don't find myself besides this kind of like pocket of time where it's like
literally
after work,
and
I come back and I'm able to record, sit down and record.
Barely snacked on chicken,
bro. I mean, I hopefully outside over there in the kitchen they have some chicken waiting for me. It might be a little cold, but I hope there's some El Pollo Loco, KFC, Popeyes, something for your boy. But no, I think that trying to coordinate and try to do that is a little difficult. But like, if we're able to figure out where family member can sit down with us, like Alejandra's doing right now, and we're
having a little booth of us like this facing like us, and then like having an event. Hey, would you like to chat and talk about this and this? Hey,
well, I mean,
if you
want
to continue, you can chat with next person.
No. I think to a certain degree, we can't really replicate, or we can't substitute having like sitting down and breaking bread, having a meal together, right? Can't really substitute that. But what we can do is kind of supplement that with doing something like this, like a recording, where it's like maybe on a Saturday, maybe Alejandra, maybe her brother, maybe someone else from the family sits down, even if it's just for like 15, 20 minutes, half an hour, like we did with Jerry, right? And we spoke with him and we had a nice little conversation. And it's like, we know that we all can get together, as a whole family and do something like, let's go do paintball or something like that, right? Or let's go do skydiving. I don't know, whatever the case is, right? And it's like, I know we can't get everybody on the same page at the same time, but we can try to do this and make it work, because again, just to try to preserve that conversation, the ideas, the family, you could say on wax, right? Where we record it and it sounds great. So that's how I look at it, because I know we're not going to be able to get everybody together unless, either a tragedy happens or some.
Just getting married next, guys.
Exactly. No. That's something that I'm kind of like, I gotta do. I actually want to do that. I want to do that as soon as possible. So, yeah.
On your wedding, we'll have a little podcast booth and we'll ask everybody to go.
Yeah, no, like there's so many ideas that people have come out with now, which I really find not only endearing, but I think practical, where it's like people go, like you can QR code an app and everybody takes pictures. So you don't have to, pay for a actual professional photographer. You have everybody being a photographer now that everybody has a cell phone. And if you have a pretty good cell phone, you have a pretty good camera. So you're able to record videos, take pictures, and it gets sent up to the cloud. And then you can download them with everyone that was there that day. And you get perspectives of different people. Like maybe you like the meme, right? Like Mr. Marcos loves the meme. You catch that one lady putting the mole into her little Tupperware, getting caught by the camera. And it's like, good Lord, right?
Or someone biting into a pambazo, I was going to say.
Yeah, I love those pictures. They catch you, slipping, you're stuffing a whole
just right in the middle, and like just cutting in like half a slice of cake.
All right. It's like having the tostada break in front of you.
Funny moments.
That's crazy. Yeah, no, that would be awesome.
Funny.
Yeah, no, that'd be dope. Like that, I would definitely have something like that going on. What's another thing that people do?
The phone.
Yeah.
There's a phone like where people could record, like it's a little voicemail, and then like family members just record, they leave a little message for you, and like that way you guys always have a little message from your family. Like I've seen those little videos.
That's awesome. Yeah, cool. That's another great one. I'm trying to figure out or remember another one that I've seen before, but I'm gonna have to get back to you on that one.
Yeah, I don't remember ideas right there.
Yeah, no, yeah, of course. Like I don't know, like sometimes it's like it's weird, but being that I was able to meet and know all my dad's brothers and sisters when they were alive, it just kind of puts my mind at ease to know that I was able to know them, even like, be able to go and visit them down in Mexico and even here. And now that everybody's kind of spread out a little bit and everybody's doing their own thing, it's still great to know that I'm able to know who my family is, right? To that extent, at least.
You're able to get.
Yeah, right. It's like you go to Mexico City, like whose family there? You go to like the state of Puebla, like whose family there, right? Being that we have family that's kind of like not only in those two places, right? There's more in other states of Mexico, and even over here in the United States, you have family, but you just don't know. You just don't know. Yeah, exactly. And it would probably make a lot more sense to try to connect with these people. And I think this is a great platform to try to do that. At some point. Good Lord. Like, you imagine, like, if I were to say, hey, everybody, come down to my place, right? It's like, that'd be awesome. I would love to host all the family down at my place. Now everybody's gonna be like, where the hell do you live? Where you at? That's a little more difficult, right? But I don't know. Like, me personally, I would love to host everybody if I end up getting married sometime in the next, I don't know, maybe a year or so. It's like I would love to have the wedding down in Mexico, just because it's like it's my property. I have to pay rent. I don't have to pay anything, right? And just pay the food. Everybody stays.
Weird. I love it.
Yeah, it would be awesome. It'd be a little weird or a little difficult. It's like, oh yeah, who's paying for the plane tickets? Like, that's gonna be the tough part, right? Unless we hit the lotto.
We'll try.
We'll try. Hell yeah, y'all. But what do you think, Marquitos?
I don't know, like that one on like ideas of having memories of family members or people or whatever, tickles your brain, and you want to chat with them about it. That's an instance of what you have insight about that snapshot. And then if you want to do future projects like the one that we talked about that came in my noggin as you were talking, it came to my head.
Yes.
So I was like, let me run it by you. That ability to be able to run it with you, Ali, and being able to run it with you, Alan. So that's just the ability to be able to run ideas that happen live right now in the recording. Is the thing that you're saying, like an example of breaking bread. But then there's the niche or the subtext of being able not only to have a subject that we all can talk about, but gauge each family member's live on the recording and have that recording made up whatever we agree or disagree on. It's just like you're there, your memory's being recorded. Like the joke that I said, if I have grandchildren or whatever, hey, niños, make sure you learn your English, your Spanish. That's the running joke for me.
No, of course. No, and I think also, is it crazy that I don't have all my family members' phone numbers registered on my phone? Like, do you guys find that crazy, or are you in the same boat as me, where it's like I don't have my tia's number, or my uncle's number, right, or the cousin's number, like, and not because I don't want it, it's just because I don't have it.
No, I don't think it's crazy. I think it just ends up happening sometimes. Like, people end up just like changing their numbers, and you forget.
Yes,
true. Because I mean, we could be the type of people who are like, oh yeah, let's have the family group chat, and it's like,
what's the Asian one? Slide? No,
I was gonna suggest like the WhatsApp, right? Because I guess a lot of people have that.
On the Asian one,
right? Where it's like, yeah, like La Familia, and then you want to put the last name, but like, wait, but not everybody has a last name. That'd be a little weird. But it's like La Familia.
There's like Lopez Ortiz.
Right.
There's so many.
Yeah, it's like I remember speaking to Grandpops like before he passed. I'm like, yo, Grandpops, how many, what's good with the last names? He's like, oh yeah. So he was trying to explain to me, and then after like 5 last names, he's like kind of reverted back to the first one. And I'm like, you already said that one, Grandpa. He's like, yeah. But yeah, you imagine, it's like, I remember him saying something about, Gutierrez, Lopez, Leon. I'm like, Rojas. I'm like, okay. I think he said, what was the other one? Cascos. Yeah. Santa Marias. I was like, that's all family? And he's like, yeah. So I'm kind of, yeah, exactly.
Literally
so
a novella's worth of last names.
Yeah, I'm wigged out because it's like, it's not as simple as, yeah. It's like, it's not, well, then you have like on grandma's side, you have another one, right? So you have a whole bucket list of that. Vidal, yeah, Leon. What else? Grandpa's was Rojas, right? Casco, yeah, Gutierrez.
And in Mexico, then there's a double last name that's not normal here.
Yeah. And what's crazy, it's like, then it kind of gets you thinking, like, can I go back to the motherland and actually get married over there with someone from there? Because it's like, is that family?
Is it a cousin?
I was like, that's scary because it's like,
An
you
example.
never know.
In middle school over there was a kid named Max. His last name was Mendez. I'm like, wait a minute.
Oh, wait up.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Mr. Mendez.
And then like a family member, a friend, last name Mendez.
Right.
Are you guys related by any chance?
Were they?
Like,
I never knew.
Second cousins removed.
Like that's a classmate, and the other one is a truck driver. Are they related from the same town? Is that town just Mendez last name?
Right. But yeah,
Mendez town.
like those are the type of things that kind of like, not that they keep you up at night, but it's like things that make you say. So
like,
just thinking memes like, I don't think so, Chief.
Yeah, no, and I guess it's nice that we know that we have a big family, but sometimes it's like, yeah, you kind of have to second guess when you go out there.
Balance. Do you want to know the whole family?
It's like, Marcos, you gonna shoot your shot, bro?
Pause. No, that's your cousin.
Please don't stop.
Especially like at parties and you don't know somebody and you're like, is she family? Is she not family?
Are they?
Right.
Are they family?
Are they family?
For example, my mom and my dad did a 23andMe thing.
Huh?
And they were able to like, okay, you're like, my dad's like 28% Native American, 25% like European, 0.1% Ashkenazi Jew. What is it, like 0.1% like Irish, and then like all those different things, like god dang. And then like East Coast African, I think. No, whatever African.
West Coast, right? I guess.
Or East, something like that.
Yeah, because West would be closer to.
Yeah, but then my mom was like, okay, you're also like my dad's like, oh, from the east part of the Riviera Mexican, and then my mom's like, oh, you're straight like Central Mexican, Native Mexican, and you're also ironically with Native American, like both of them different parts of Native Americans also within that subculture of natives. And my mom's like straight like 27% Spaniard, and then like nothing from Eastern Europe, just like all that southern side, Southern European, and then like African, like a percentage of African and Ashkenazi Jew. I'm like, what the?
Damn, okay. That's a whole mix.
Yeah. I think I have the screenshot. I'll share it later.
I'm with you. Yeah, I'm from New York.
I'm from New York.
I'm from New York.
I'm just a New Yorker.
I'm New York. I love my bacon, egg, and cheese. You know, in my Arizona.
Pizza's thin. No,
my pizzas have to be, New York style pizzas. None of this casserole from Chicago, please.
No shame, but
no shame.
Mine's better.
Absolutely, no shame. Yeah, so am I Jewish because I love bagels? Am I Italian because I love pizza? I don't know.
Yeah, and that's the example of the shenanigans that we talk about. And that's still like, our opinions.
It's like, am I Mexican because I love tacos?
And pizza tacos?
Yeah, yes. Probably.
Sushi bagel?
Maybe, yeah.
Pause. No, you're going too
like
far.
Pizza bagel, yeah, of course.
Pizza bagel.
Or torta, those guajolotes. That's a new generation thing that I never, like, that's a new thing for me that we talked in an episode. Guajolotes or guajolotas, something like that. Or tamales.
It's guajolotas. Yeah, where you have the tamal in the bolillo.
In the bread. And I talked to my dad like, yeah, but that's a city thing.
It's like, oh my goodness, this is a revelation.
That's a city thing though.
No,
like,
because when I went to Mexico, like they would get bolillos.
Yeah.
And then they would just like end up putting the tamal in the bolillos. And I'd be like, what are you guys doing? And then they're like,
that's how we eat it here.
Yeah. And I'm like,
but where did you go? To where?
Mexico City.
Mexico? With
Mexico.
Yeah.
Mexico City. Yeah. That's a city thing versus like out in the outskirts. You just straight tamales.
Yeah. No, but no shame to Alejandro. Yo, I do that. And I was even born in there.
But that's a sub-region of your influence that you had.
Like, when I was here,
put the chilaquiles in there too. I don't know.
Damn.
Absolutely, put the milanesa in there. I don't care. Good. delicious.
It was just like such a culture shock, I want to say, because here with like my mom, we would just eat tamales like regular,
Straight.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I would see like my tia and my abuelita do it, and I'm like, what are you guys doing? And she's like, try
like,
it. And I was like, okay.
You want to taste peak?
Oh.
Here's the bolillo.
But that bread had to be good, man. That bread has to be on point out. Like it has to be.
The bread over there is popping. It's delicious over there.
What can you do with the Wonder sandwich bread?
It's an absolute, pleasure having a bolillo over there in Mexico City. It's delicious.
It's amazing, guys.
The salad.
You know what they also do really well besides the tacos? Yeah. The esquites are also really good.
Oh yeah.
Esquites are delicious over there. What else do they do? Tacos de canasta in Mexico City are slamming. Yeah, exactly. You haven't had those, Alejandra, where they having like those big, like almost like canastas. And they hit the oil.
No.
Delicious.
My sister made them the other day and I had hers. But
they're called basically sweaty tacos.
Sweaty.
I like tacos de canasta actually, because me thinking about sweaty tacos, crazy.
It's like, yo, I'm feeding some sweaty tacos.
Like, imagine explaining that to me. Like, guys, do you want sweaty tacos?
They're like, no.
Yeah, that's how tacos sudados.
We don't need that. We don't need that. Nah, but the other one, they be doing the, what's it called?
Like gorditas? No.
Nah, it was
another one.
There was the other joint where they would put chilaquiles into the bolillo as well.
Now you're exaggerating. Chilaquiles is tortilla. It's calories on carbs on carbs on
Bro,
carbs.
I give you my word. That's what they were doing. They would open up the bolillo and stuff chilaquiles in it and put like, depending on where you at, they put like crema, queso, everything, right? And they'll put like some even put like the milanesa in there. I'm like, that's delicious. I don't care what anybody says. That sounds great. I need to go back over there, have me a nice.
And this is in the town or in the city?
In the city, bro. I've never seen that in the home.
Exactly. That's like a sub-region thing. Like you're saying, we're just literally, you can live the difference of being in quote unquote. It's not the boonies anymore. Well, like when our parents and our grandparents, that was like seen as the boonies, and then versus the city.
I don't know. I still have mixed feelings about how to classify it, because I've always thought about it where it's like kind of compared to where we are right here and like that to the city. And
this is a snapshot of your experience right now that you've been going in the past 10 years?
Yeah, I would say so. I think it kind of clicked in my head. It clicked for me when I was still in high school maybe more in college, where it's like I would kind of make the comparison where I live here in New York is kind of like where I live over there in Mexico, and then the city of New York or Manhattan proper would be what the
marketplace,
Puebla or Cholula would be in the state of Puebla, and then Mexico City is like its whole other thing, where it's like it's a big ass city, like the largest city on this side of the hemisphere, right? Where it's like
back to back.
Yeah, where it's like I can go to Manhattan, but I know Manhattan's an island, and Mexico City is kind of like it's like in the middle.
It is an island. What are you talking about?
Yeah, it's an island as well, but it's in the middle of a lake, right? Where this one is almost like a peninsula, right? And you have 5 boroughs, something that I can't really relate anything in Mexico City to be 5 boroughs.
Tepito, the Zócalo, the Central, like what's the name of those vecindades? No.
Like you mean
Colonias,
like Roma, Condesa, and things like that. Yeah,
Zaragoza.
Yeah, but I still wouldn't call those boroughs. Like I wouldn't compare it to
colonies. They're neighborhoods.
Right. So where it's like over here, there's the 5 boroughs, right? And then the only other place I would kind of like compare, like New York, Manhattan, Brooklyn, Bronx, and the other boroughs, like or anything relative to that would be kind of like in Japan. When I went to Japan, and it's like you have Tokyo proper, right? And you have these places like a Shinjuku or Shibuya, and places like that, Ginza and stuff like that. I would consider that more like boroughs, but even that is not like the proper way of just like, I guess, like how would you say it? Like disclosing, or like naming them that way, but or comparing them,
marking them in your head.
Yeah, comparing them, but I think that would be a closer comparison than if I were to try to compare something from Manhattan to Mexico City in the sense of like boroughs, right? Because like you said, colonias or neighborhoods are neighborhoods. It's not really a borough.
It's like a zip code, if you will.
Yeah.
It's not as big.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, that's a whole other thing. But it's really nice out there. I've been to the Natural Museum over there in Mexico City. It's awesome over there. I remember going when I was still like around middle school. They didn't allow people to take pictures back in the day. I don't know if that's still the norm.
My question, like, imagine like spending a full year in Mexico. Like, it's different compared to going for 6 months or 3 months.
Absolutely. Me living there, I want to live there for like
worrying that you got not worrying having him. Okay, so I gotta pay electricity. I gotta make sure that this is done.
No, yeah, of course, but I
doing your chores, but in the Mexicans
Well, I think at this point in my life, like I do want to get to a point where I live at least 3 to 6 months out of the year over there when it's cold over here. Like
you got to spend the full year there though.
No, of course, but I need to build my way. I just can't do cold turkey.
And of course, you got to pave your path.
Because like I think a lot of people have this misunderstanding of like you going abroad and trying to live your life out there without any resources. It's like you take all your resources that you made here in the States and then you want to go somewhere else and try to live your life. I'm like, yeah, and what happens when you run out of those resources? You're asked out asking for change, right?
Or as a kid, you just slide in. Okay, we have the base camp. We're gonna send you to school. You just don't fail class.
Well, I mean, I would say the schooling is important because that's where you kind of start having like the people you start knowing, right? So it's not, I guess the conventional type of thinking is like, it's not what you know, it's who you know, right? You kind of get that kind of understanding. It's like, bro, I don't know you. I mean, it's like, you know,
we speak of the same language.
It's like, I know that you're capable in this thing, but I don't get along with you because I don't know you. So I'm not going to give you the shot to pursue this career at my business. Right. But there's a person that I know he doesn't know squat, but I get along with him because I've seen him and we play soccer together or whatever the case is. Right. So that person's going to get the shot that you didn't, even though you know what the hell to do. And unfortunately
an example, like just to like as a kid, like my personal experience as a kid going from elementary here, elementary over there, finishing middle school over there, just the constructive years of your life as a kid over there. Obviously, I didn't have to worry about the resources. My only objective was don't fail, right? Just off the bat, learn like you can speak of the language. We can speak of the language in English and Spanish, but then being instructed to be at a proficient school level in Spanish, and then you know, like the whole drama of Chavo del Ocho or the different skits. It's basically that. And then there's no filters. You already know the street talk and all those things. The locker room talk as kids. They're unfiltered. They hold no bars. They're always out of pocket. And then there's a drama. There's a standard for every single school that you're going to be repping, literally the Japanese style. You're going to be hunting for, here's the list of uniform that you have to have. Go figure it out. And then there's the marketplace. You have to go to the marketplace. Okay. You have to get these shoes, that. Okay. As a kid, obviously you're going to be stuck next with your parents. Or if you don't have your parents, you'll figure it out and go to the marketplace. And then here, this is what I need to the people. Now you have to hunt deals. Okay. You got this deal. You got that deal. You got that deal. Or the school tells you, we got a guy in this market. Here's the address. Go get the deal and you just pay the money. Every year you get fitted because you're growing, right? Or every 6 months you get fitted. You have to pay for that.
I'm growing to the sides, bro. Like, I don't know. I'm growing.
No. I'm just saying as a kid, right? They're going to give you a sports uniform because you don't have gym. In every school that I went, you never had gym on the weekday. Your gym was on the weekends.
Interesting.
You had 1 day gym and it was an 8-hour gym.
What?
Yeah. From 7 a.m. all the way until like 2
You playing basketball? What are we playing?
Yeah. You're playing
all
for
sorts
a lot of kids, soccer. But for me, like there's martial arts. Okay, I'll take martial arts.
So whose ass was you whooping over there?
Don't worry about it. And then like, don't worry about
the teachers over there, Mr.
No,
Marco.
Little kids. But then they were like, okay, extracurricular activities. Extracurricular activities. There's in middle over there in the hometown.
Right.
There's the school Olympics.
Man.
So you get fit on track, field, soccer.
Right. Did you win the gold? That's
you rep your school with your gym clothes. Literally that kind of school drama. The things that you see in anime.
Okay.
It would be everything. If you didn't follow a club here in the US, you were obligated to do that because you would turn up every day for school on Saturdays to train. Like this is the training. There's sometimes after school, but then it's not about physical training. That's your go play soccer and have fun. Right. But you still got to turn up every day at 7 a.m. with your shoes, your black shoes shined, your dress pants, pressed and dressed, your white shirt, and depending on the color of the vest or the shirt that you're repping to school every single day. So you'd have to buy multiple, or make sure once you come back to school, get to washing.
Okay.
As a kid, as the informative one, not as the parent that you have to worry about it, like on the perspective of a kid.
I don't know, Alejandro. Would you do school again, but in Mexico, or?
I would get bullied, guys. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah, bullying is normal. You just become a bully.
I wouldn't survive, guys.
You just have bullying is part of like
my man,
literally
part of the fun. part
bullying
of the thrill.
is you either bully or you get bullied.
Character.
Yeah, bullying builds character. Literally.
Why do you think you would get bullied, Alejandra?
Bro, it's just so easy to bully me. I'm not gonna lie.
That's
why.
Honestly, I don't know if I'll be able to do it. Like, my mom would tell me sometimes, like, her experience back in Mexico.
Okay.
In the city. You just said the city.
Yeah.
Ask your sister. They take you on a train route of how to learn the public transport, because there's no schools. Like, if you want to walk, you got to walk to your school or X meetup location to get proficient at knowing the public transport. It's part of a test in some schools over there in the city.
Really?
Yeah.
I know that. Well, I know there's a school like right in front of where my abuelita lived. Lived. Like, there's a school right in front. So like, that's the school my mom would go to, I believe. Or there was like 2 schools near them. So they would go there. But she would tell me how like she had turnos, right? Like, because there's like one in the morning and then one in the.
There's 2. Yeah, there's night schools over there.
Yeah, and so like, she would say that, and like how she always had to have your uniform, and like you said, Marcos, like it always have to be nice and pressed.
Shine your shoes after school and swap shoes, go chanclas or shoeless.
Yeah, and how like she would get in.
Yeah, because some people only have the uniform, so you go shoeless. And,
I see what you're saying. Okay.
Make sure you're repping.
I'm like, are you going to school with chanclitas? Like, that's
or
crazy.
Shoeless? Yeah, you put on your shoes only to go to school.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
I don't know, guys. I feel like I'm very like. I guess I'm very like awkward and shy. Like, I'd be the type of kid to be in a corner, and somebody would just be like, "Look at this little easy kid," and bully me.
Well, so then even if you're shy, you build the shield. Okay, we got this in the works.
So you think that you wouldn't be able to make friends? Like,
no, guys, it's so hard. Well, it's not hard. It's just like, I think sometimes it takes a while for me to build that trust or be very friendly with somebody.
Right.
I'm like,
you're not
outgoing. I think is what you're trying to say with people.
Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know.
But then over there, they force you to go be at. They force you to be at these activities.
I don't know if I can believe that, Alejandra. I think it's very easy to talk to you, though.
Is it really? That's what a lot of people say.
Yeah, no, I think it is. I mean, more like, not that I want to compare people. It's just that I like family members that I've spoken to. It's like there's some people that are a little bit more reserved, where it's like you're kind of left trying to figure out what type of conversation you want to strike up with the person. But then, like with you, I don't know. Maybe it's because your personality is very bubbly. No, of course.
No.
You have a very bubbly personality, which it makes it easier for someone to kind of like talk to you and say they can speak about anything, right? Whatever the topic is.
Mm-hmm.
And even though you might not say I know a lot about that topic, your personality just kind of shines through it. And you're like, oh, that's great. And then you would strike up a conversation, and it just makes the other person feel a lot more comfortable to speak to you. That's how I interpret it. But I don't know, that maybe Marquitos kind of has more knowledge about this than I do. I don't know.
No, I'd say so. Like, again, I knew you when you were a little kid. I knew you when you were in school. I knew you when you were like right now in college.
Chill, Grandpa.
So
Stop that.
Different snapshot. Right. Different snapshot. Imagine like change your diapers. Not imagine. I never did. Actually. But yeah,
you're not that old. They're gonna think
it's like, you're not that old, bro. I said Grandpa. I was just joking, my guy.
You're like, Unc. This is no.
Come on, Unc.
Hey, right? Yeah. No, but yeah, no. Like, just in general, like, for example, it was basically the whole story of our parents coming from the U.S. from Mexico to the U.S. Even though you don't but this time you can speak the language when you're in Mexico. The only thing you got to make sure is that you just catch up. You're smart enough to catch up fast to the language and to the lingo. And if you can't,
I'll probably fail Spanish.
Fail, yeah. Obviously,
I would fail. I would fail Spanish just because like I know that I'm not good in grammar. I wouldn't even
take summer schools. I took summer school.
What I'm saying is like I wouldn't even try to like flaunt that I know English because they'd be like, all right, write this, and it's like,
that's the mentality that our parents did here. They camouflage. That's
no.
mentality
Like I'll do it. It's just that grammatically speaking, whether it be English or Spanish, I'm gonna write how I know it's written, but I'm not gonna be able to tell you, oh, aquí va el acento, tilde. I wouldn't be able to do that for you. And for English, you know how there's there, and there. Like you might be confused sometimes, and you're like, what kind of there should I put there? Or it's like,
I tell you because I lived through this. I get what you're saying. I was like,
but
I don't want to be the A class for this. I need to camouflage.
Like you, Marcos. Not everybody's a genius. Like,
no, I'm just saying the pressure cooker either made you flunk or made you pass, and I was like a straight C student, C B student over there.
Nah, I don't believe it.
Yeah,
you're Dr. Marcos. Get out of here.
Right, Doc. This is not.
You're Dr. Marcos, bro.
No, I'm telling you over there.
You're a freaking engineer, my guy. Get out of here.
I told you the story, right? Like one day, like middle school, first year middle school. Okay, so we need 3 students for this state math competition, by the way.
Like, oh, Marcos, you're up, buddy.
You and you. Go, let's go. Okay, you guys, second, third, and first, second, and third without even trying. Like, god damn, that's smart.
It's like, Marcos like wakes up from his nap like, I got this, guys. Yeah, don't worry, I got this. Hold my drink.
I did that here in the United States.
Oh,
I did that for math class. I did that for all of high school. I take a nap. I was paying attention, but taking a nap because that's how you're paying.
That's how you learn better.
No. Literally, I was in the math class. I learned. Oh yeah, woke up from. Okay, I'll take my math and history, and get an A on it. Yeah, there you go. Well, you were napping. No, I wasn't. I was camouflaging that I was napping.
It's like sometimes 3's fish. I don't know. Like, what am I doing? Nah,
all
bro.
these squares made a circle.
Exactly. No, but that's my guy. I know that you're a genius, bro. It's like you
literally
don't
the
rub
pressure cooker over there made high school seem simple. Like I was taking 2 years at the same time, and it was still easy over here. Like compared to over there.
That's
over
crazy.
there, you'd be taking all 4 years in one.
When you came back, Marcos, did they try to like kind of size you up about like school? Like, cause I know that for like as far as like I want to say those basic type of classes where it's like math, language, and history, they usually people that have come from Mexico are kind of more like well versed in that more than people that live here that have gone to school here.
Nah, that's in the city. I'm telling you, in the hometown.
No.
I never went to the city, like in the hometown. Here, like, yeah, no.
To like New York.
Yeah, no.
I'm pretty sure you dominated as far as.
I'm telling you, like over there, they're monsters in every sense of the word that you like. What you think is a monster is a normal. What you think a monster here is the bare minimum to not fail.
I would never make it. I'm telling.
Like a C student over there is an honors class here.
No, I get that.
An A student over here is like a 4.50 or 6.0 student, like without even trying.
No, I get that. I've seen that before. It's just that.
And it's not like they're autistically smart. They're still street smart.
No. Of course not. But it kind of begs the question, like, yeah, those kind of like metrics.
Pressure cookers.
Yeah, those metrics are you get to see how smart the person is on like theory books and stuff like that.
And streets.
Well, I want to say yes and no to that, because it's like if it were a definite yes, like I don't know what the going rate over there is, like how many engineers and doctors are produced over there. And again,
all of my classmates are
right, but you went to an actual school that was a private school. You can't compare that to a public school.
Two publics.
No.
2 publics and 1 private.
Right, but not everybody has the same. I guess you can say economical, like you know.
And that's the funny part. The smartest person was the poorest person over there.
Unfortunately, that's how it goes sometimes. Yeah. Where it's like their their mobility in the situation of their economics isn't the best. Like they can be the smartest, right? So unfortunately, not everybody gets that shot.
And then the uniform repping the school, so there's a uniformity. You don't know their economic background.
No. But like,
they're the face.
Like, but like, out of that is what I'm saying. When you go step into the real world, right? It's like you don't have the palancas like other people do because you don't. Unfortunately, you don't have that.
Agree.
Right?
Agree.
That's what I'm saying. Exactly. So,
for example,
I would hope that those people would be able to get the shot that the other people that have money have.
For example, the one that was the smartest one of the boys, if you will, I wanted to say the boys, he would literally commute like 2 hours like from out of town just to get to school. And then with his little brother coming in, 2 hours coming in, taking public transport from the hillside.
That's
and
crazy.
Then go back or do whatever. But they would leave like 4 o'clock in the morning, and then they would have to do chores before leaving school or to school.
Yeah,
like you know that hardship going uphill both ways in winter.
Yo, you sound like a meme, bro.
Literally. But yeah, I one time went for a cultural event that we had to practice like a native dance and all those things like you were doing, Ale, in middle school. And we went to that hometown. Like, God dang, like yeah, he's like, okay, so you get on this bus. And if we have to walk because the bus breaks down, literally, like he goes up, just make sure you stay on this side of the road. The other side of the road is just a ravine. I've seen people get hit. Like he would say, like Max, like this is my street, mis montes, if you will. That you like, if we have to commute, if we have to walk, hoof it, no. And like the teacher's like, okay, I've done commutes, but in my bicycle or in combi, microbus. But yeah, like that would be the running joke until I left, is that they saved up enough budget to try to get kids that were far away from hometown to get them to get to school. Like one bus for the whole school.
That's crazy. Yeah, no, but again, I don't think I would probably have made it over there. They were probably like, nah, you should just go to work.
An example, if they had to give a note to school, okay, kids, take out your notebook, because even over there's a rule of you having to, wherever you buy your books, las papelerias, you have to remove the label, cover it at a certain orange color, wrap it in saran wrap, and stitch the edges.
Yeah.
You had to make your own book covers?
Yeah, there you go.
Wow.
Like and that one's going to be for biology. Another one's going to be for math. Another one's going to be for English or Spanish over there.
Did they still do well, I don't know if they still do this, but...
And libros profesionales, if you will.
Okay, Mr. Professional.
I came in with a running meme and say expertos, and like, what? Oh yeah, I know what you mean. I'm like, there's a running joke over there when I was in, because they would, and if they have to give a handout, muchachos, niños, niñas, agarren sus libretas or grab your notebooks and take notes. Your handwriting is supposed to be clear enough that your parents can read it and sign it, and you'll keep that in your notebook. You have receipts, Your Honor, that they sign.
Nah, I need that printed out, my guy.
Exactly.
No, but do they still? Well, I don't know. While you were still in school, did they still have that? Not how would you call it? That etiquette where it's like you would have to do the mayúsculas in rojo, and then everything else in black.
That. But you would have different pens. Yes.
Okay.
You can't take the messages in blue, only in black pen.
Okay. Yeah, because I remember cousins having to do the
tablas.
I don't.
Yes,
not
I still had to do that part.
No, I was gonna say
planillas.
I was gonna say that the uppercase letters, when you write down things, like I remember seeing this, they would write the uppercase letters in bold red, and then everything else following it would be in like black or blue.
But
for what reason, I don't know. What is it to make it look or stand out or
professional?
Yeah, I guess. But it looked awesome. It just never clicked to me why it was like that.
Mm-hmm.
And no one really gave me an explanation, but then again, I never asked.
It's a school rule. Like each school would have its rule.
Really?
Over there, they wouldn't give you handouts. Like they would say
the only hands it was giving you is if you weren't you were doing things right, they would give you the hands.
There you go. Yeah. And over there, you'd still get punished. Like a couple times, do 100 push-ups or do a couple hundred squats.
Really, bro? Did you have to slap box the teacher or something?
No, or stand on the edge of the door because you had to take one step and start doing those like with your shins. Like here's the edge, and like go whoop whoop. While he's giving the class, you start doing those like floating in the edge and just start doing this with your feet at the tip of your toes.
They were training you body and
your
mind.
calves would be like immaculate.
Oh dang, bro!
So they did calf raises. It's crazy.
Calf raises while in class, and then you pay attention in class while you're doing your.
They
should
just have the whole gym in there while they you the class.
Why do you think they only had gym one time? You're already getting punished.
Bunch of bench presses. No, but Marcos, did you was there anyone in your classes that was like so disrespectful they started trying to slap box the teacher?
Yeah, no, not slap box, but yes, it was a person with the most privilege. Yes.
Good lord.
It was the one that was a son of a lawyer.
Oh my.
versus the ones that are impoverished, if you will, of lower economic means, respectful to a T. And he was like, obviously he worked in the street market, so he knew how to, you know, verbally throw hands without even needing to throw hands.
Oh, I see. But did anybody slap box anybody? That's what I want to know.
Oh no, they just straight fight. What do you, like the teacher?
Figure that out.
Like, I'm trying to figure it. Yeah, with the teacher. And did the teacher win or lose? That's what
he just like, I don't need to beat you up. I mean, I just need to just make sure that I tire you out during your ass out. Like, you're going to do push-ups, you're going to do squats. I don't need to yell at you. If you throw hands, you will be expelled.
See.
I don't need to deal with you.
Yeah, because
de Guadalupe.
Exactly. I'm gonna burn you up being doing push. And then now that will be seen as ¿cómo se llama? Unnecessary punishment here. Just do a couple hundred squats or you're standing like back squats and all those things, or doing push-up. That will be seen as bad punishment.
Kids over here nowadays are like, not for nothing, but a lot of the kids nowadays are very overweight or obese.
But then over there would still be the chubby kid over there. But there he would throw hands. He would be the one that, you know, he would not be afraid to do the push-up. But he was a chubby kid. You know, I'm fat, he said, and I'm happy. But I'm gonna do my push-ups.
I don't think my man was saying that, Marcos. I'm fat and I'm happy.
Yeah, but he was smart though. There
you go. He was an intelligent guy.
He was intelligent. If he got his mouth ran faster than his brain, he would do his push-ups, his squats, his calf raises, his pull-ups. Like, they have like a bar. The pull, you're gonna give me 20 pull-ups every 2 minutes.
That's crazy.
And like, but for the whole hour class.
What about you, Alejandra? Any good stories from school?
Like college or like school?
Whichever, yeah. What
school in general.
Whatever season you want to talk about.
Like if there was like fights or like
just in general. Like, how was school? Like
good experiences,
like good, bad, or whatever. Like, I remember one time
hardship.
Like someone invited me to McDonald's for school. It was the best time of my life. I don't know. Like what? Like any stories?
Any stories? Oh my goodness.
That you were like, oh yeah, it's a great time.
Oh, great time?
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
I mean, in high school, you know, like how you would get your free periods.
Yes.
But this was never in school, but like out school.
What?
You know, like during your free period, like as a teenager, you like want to go out instead of being in actual school. So, like my friends and I would go out and get food, and like this is when I was learning how to drive, guys. So like, keep that in mind. I had my permit. I think I had my driver's license. So
I think I had a car.
This implies you had a car, yeah.
Yeah, so I think I had like either my driver's license. Yeah, I had my driver's license. So like, I remember this one time we were coming back because we were like, oh, we have to make it on time. If not, we're gonna get in trouble, right?
You were drifting.
No, it's not even a drift. I was making a turn, guys. I was making a turn into the high school, and my turns, they're not the prettiest. Like, we're turning, guys. So I turn, and I see my friend in the back of the mirror. Her legs are up. Like, she went boom. And I was like,
bro.
No seatbelt? You didn't tell them wear seatbelts?
Well, I thought I didn't.
You're an adult. You're supposed to know.
I was like, you know. So I just see her and I'm like, oh, damn. I was like, sorry. And I just keep driving. I feel like
they were inside. I thought they were outside of the car and you just swiped them.
It's like the door flew open. She fell out. It's like, oops.
No, she was inside. I was like,
see you in class.
I think my best memories were like out of school. I want to say like, you know, like during your free periods you would leave, you know, and then try to come back as quick as possible.
Right. You made it a race?
Yeah, because it's like, you know, you have a small time, so like if you want to get food, like you gotta rush.
Yeah.
Where would you go to, like, to rest in peace, to your local mall?
No, I would go to like Big Apple Smoothies.
Yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
or I would go to Roosters. Like we would order hats.
Oh, nice.
Roosters.
I like both those spots. They're pretty good.
Yeah.
I would get that big ass smoothie too. Like the cup was like 20 ounces or something. Those are great.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's I think that's like high school. That's being outside of school was the best, you know.
Right. But I'm trying to think like, well, I'm dating myself. OD, because we used to have the McDonald's like right
where Toys R Us used to be.
Yes, exactly.
Same over here.
So
I was gonna say, and Outback Steakhouse.
Right. So that was located by the mall. So it would be like literally just going down North Ave.
Yeah.
and we would just go there and pick up the food and just bounce back. And I think, what was it? I think the best time we've ever made was like, I want to say 10 minutes. Like actually just like, yeah, speeding it down, getting there, and then just picking up our food. And it was crazy because we would just like, oh, hey, they already knew us. So they kind of knew what our order was. So they would kind of be like,
so
okay.
You were regulars.
Yeah. But then
you want the special? Yes.
It would be very popular to go across the street to the Y. Cause they had like the what's it, little cafeteria downstairs, like in the basement, and people were not supposed to be going down there to get that. But
you can leave during your time, right?
No, well, it was around the time where it's like you still had to ask for permission. Like you couldn't be you couldn't be 9th grader or 10th grader and go out. You had to be like either an 11th or a 12th grader, to be able to do those type of like escapes. Yeah.
You have to have a signed slip.
Did they used to ID you guys?
They always ID people.
They always
ID. Yeah, but I was around the time where they finally got the little cart, little cart where they would police people, or the security guard would go around the whole property and look for people.
My generation, one of the lady security guards had a kid that was in school, and he was the one that got in so much trouble.
Yeah, because he had his mom there. Would cover for him, of course. Yeah, I mean that. What can I say? He took advantage of the system.
Literally, he knew his mom was there.
I remember also, like, by there's a golf course. They had a little lake, and people would go over there. And
I never went to the golf course. I went down to play frisbee.
Oh, okay.
During lunch, and that's it. Like the first soccer field.
Right. Well, the reason why they went there, people used to go there because they could be out of sight enough where they could smoke. So that's why they went over there.
At the bleachers, no.
No, well, at the lake. With the little like pond looking thing. I don't know if people actually walked it down, like all the way down by the track, because that was kind of like a trip.
So wait, the track was farther, or the baseball track and all those things was farther than?
Yeah, because I mean, I think it has like 2 or 3 baseball diamonds, right?
I only saw the one, but apparently there were more.
Yeah, because there was the baseball spot, then the baseball diamond, and then the tennis court, and then another baseball spot, and then if you kept going down, there would be the track and field all the way down, and then they also had the little track where you can go for mountain bikes when they did mountain biking.
See, I never knew that there was this.
And then they had I remember having they had those things, right? They had also the tightrope where you can like cross.
I saw that.
Yeah.
On videos when first iPhones came out, like, with classmates, but I never saw that. I don't know if I'm doing that.
They did, what was it? They did badminton, they did tennis, they did golf, they did
4 soccer fields.
Yeah, 4 soccer fields. They had
I suppose continuously changing though.
Yeah, they had indoor
was
hockey.
Was the pool with you in your time?
Yeah, you had to. It was a mandatory
aquatics.
Yeah, you had aquatics. You had mandatory aquatics, and you can't get around it.
You cannot.
Yeah, that and health class you can't get around. But health class was okay.
I'm a healthy student. Have a nice day.
I loved lunch. Lunch was
lunch.
Lunch was great.
Yeah, for me, it was always I would get the lady, give me the biggest sandwich. What do you want? Yes. I just like.
I was like, I want all of that, please.
And then I want my 25-cent like cookie that was like the size or bigger than my hand now.
It's a bunch of sugar,
25
bunch of diabetes,
cents.
Delicious.
You don't know how good you imagine. Diabetes in your hand.
You actually had, I don't know, Alejandra, but when you were in school, did the vending machines still dispense soda or just like regular
in
water?
Cafeteria or a cafeteria?
I think they still did.
Okay.
The
Because I remember they still, when I was in school, they did soda, juice, and Snapples were a big thing back when I was going to school. Snapples.
The glass ones.
Not the glass ones. They would I think they already started doing the plastic. Yeah. But it was Snapples and Doritos. Like that was like the
how much? $1.25?
I think it was cheaper actually. It might have been cheaper. It might have been just $1. I'm trying to remember. It's like, yeah, you know, when bubble gum was like 5 cents.
Back in my day, bubble gum. Right now, gum's $2.
No, it's because I'm trying to remember. It was Snapples for the vending machines that were popular, and the Doritos. Usually those were, and then they had like also the like fruit snacks were like the gummies.
The Welch's.
Yeah, whether it be the Welch's or I forgot the other brand. I think it was like Fruitsies or something. Something like that.
The Gushers?
Nah, they're very similar to Gushers, but they were. It was just
fruit
another.
By the loop, the long one.
I think they also had those, but I remember the like around this like around the ways to get your bus tickets or whatever. Because that's another thing. I don't know if people still use bus tickets.
By A building?
Yeah, but I don't know, Alejandra. Did they have bus tickets back when you were going to school?
A youth when you were a youth.
It ended with Jesus.
Oh, it ended with him, and then everything else became free.
Yeah.
That's wild. They had people paying for
You'd
bus
have to have
tickets.
a line at lunchtime to go get the bus tickets.
Yeah.
I remember he'd like have his little tickets, and I think by the time I came to high school, like you didn't need them. Like you would just hop on the bus. And that was
bastards.
Beginning of at the beginning of the year, or like the first month, they'd say, "Oh, I forgot a bus. I don't have bus tickets. Okay, get them later."
Yeah.
They'll let it slide for a couple.
Nah, I remember people would like. I remember this one kid would had bus tickets. He would go to, I don't know where the hell he went, but he would get the paper and print out bus tickets. He would photocopy them and print out the bus tickets, and then he would sell them
in a cutout shape.
I don't know how he did it, bro, but he would kind of like finesse it and make his own bus tickets, and he could use them and then sell them to other people. And he got the paper pretty darn good.
For like $20, you get like 100 tickets, right?
I remember the kids that had the little boxes of like Twix with Snickers and Skittles and stuff, and they would be selling. And like once the I guess the security guard caught on, they would like be like, "You can't do that. You're not supposed to sell." They're like, "It's either this or
tickets."
Yeah, it's like, yo, it's like they didn't care. They just wanted to sell, and make money. So, you know, there was those type
Instead
of hustler.
Pokemon cards, they were doing it on bus tickets.
It was just those type of hustler people back in the day.
You want candy? And they see $1.
Yeah, exactly. They would sell that. What would be the other thing?
I remember at my time in the school over in the high school that there was like there were still like the seniors on my they would still talk how there was a lot of more violence amongst the students.
Right. Okay.
Was that like a normal thing?
Yeah,
you were there.
I remember the first day of school. I saw the first fight in school on the first day of school. So behind the pool, like outside, it was a white kid and a black kid. They started punching each other. They're like, "All right, we gotta sell this, and started throwing hands. And the white kid didn't knock him out, but he did beat him down. And then they're like, "Okay, stop." And then I heard this remark where he's like, "That's how you're supposed to handle things." It's like, you know, it's better now that they fight so they don't get stupid ideas and get a gun and start shooting up the place. So I'm like, what?
What do you?
And I was like, makes sense, very logical.
As a kid,
it's like, yeah, that's all practical. Yes, very logical,
very honorable.
And then that was that. And what else? I don't know. It was weird because I think a lot of the things that I remember totally changed from, I guess, Alejandra's time in school, in high school. But it was fun. I mean, would I want to relive it? Maybe certain parts of it, not everything, just because it was very, I don't know. It was very, not that I didn't enjoy school or high school. I'm just thinking that there are certain things that I don't want to really live. Like going back to like the math wasn't my best.
Or the classes.
Yeah. Like math wasn't my strongest subject, but like I definitely really enjoyed going through like English class. I thought I really had great.
Geometry.
Yeah, no, he still had math A, math B, math
I had
A,
math A and math B. Like, and I explained that to people, and they're like, "What the hell does that mean?"
I still had that. I was the last generation with that.
Oh yeah, were you? Yeah, because they had math A, which was what was that? What was the whole
trigonometry?
Yeah.
If then and if then.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I was okay at the a squared plus b squared equals c squared type of thing. I was okay at that. But then when they got to like other things, like I was like, what are we discussing? Chaos theory here?
Why are we doing signs? What am I doing? Gang sign? Cosine? What am I cosigning?
Yeah, like they like you need your graphing calculator for graphing. Like what are we? What?
Did you go up to the front of a class and put your ID and grab the graphing calculator?
They didn't. No, you had to provide your own.
Oof. That was a big change.
They
and
would
people
let
would
you
still swipe those.
Yeah, they like you have to provide your own, and we'll let you borrow one during class, but you have to give it back.
Yes. And put your ID like in.
They never asked for my ID. I bought my own. I was like, nah, I'm not, giving my ID to no one. What was it called? But yeah, I had the math A, math B. I think I passed math B before I passed math A, which people kind of weird. Like the teachers were kind of like, huh? But you don't understand the math A part? Like, no, it's kind of hard for me. And they're like, but you've passed the math B a little bit better. I'm like, yeah. Yep. How is that so? I don't know.
Like you literally need A to pass B. Well, the math is not math in here.
Math. Language is okay.
What about English?
English was good. I like my English teachers. They were very, very
I speak
cool.
it good. This is not.
I speak it okay.
I speak it.
Sometimes. As far as like another language, like I definitely want to take another language, but I thought I was a smart person in the sense of like going and taking a Spanish course. I'm like, yeah, let's get these extra credits for free, which they bumped me up to like native speaking, and they're like, grammar is not my strong suit. So they kind of shifted me to another type of Spanish language class, which I aced, and I was happy they gave me college credit courses or college course credits, and I'm like, huh. And I was able to take an exam, so I was like for the first part of 12th grade. So after I took the exam, they're like, all right, you don't need to take a language anymore. You have a free period. I'm like,
yeah.
They added more free periods. So by the time I was in 12th grade, like the second semester, I had about 5 or so free classes. Because I had to take it was weird because I was trying to take a culinary arts course and they gave it to me. I was like, oh, great, nice. They're like, however, you need to finish up a health class in order for you to pass. You need that credit. I'm like, where the hell am I going to get this credit?
Didn't you take it in 9th?
They skipped me a 9th because for whatever technicality they had, I don't know if they had no more space during that time because it was a big group, that they kind of put me in another class, which I want to remember. I think it was some sort of art class where I don't know. You don't
take arts until the end of until your junior or senior year.
Again, different times, bro. They gave me it.
Yeah, true.
They gave me, I think it was jewelry and design. I'm like, huh? Yeah.
Craftsman,
and then I also took another art class, which I don't know if I again, foggy memory. I don't know what the hell it was, but I was in an art class. And we were doing artsy fartsy things. What was crazy, in order for me to finish or get that credit for health, was that they put me, in order for me to kind of balance it out, they put me in ESOL class. So I'm like,
English as a secondary language.
I'm like, huh. All right. So I take the class. The teacher was spectacular. She was great. It was the kids in the course that were kind of weird because they were all from different parts of the world that didn't know much English. And I'm like there, and they're thinking that I'm probably like fresh off the boat because I've never interacted.
Hey, yo, primo.
Yeah. And I'm like, oh, and I speak Spanish, so I'm like, hola, ¿cómo está? Buenas tardes. And they're like, oh, he's one of us. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'm one of you guys. And then someone said something slick to me, and I'm like, what you say in that? And that point in time, I used to use the N-word a little more often than before I graduated, right? So
I was just speaking. You're just speaking.
I'm just speaking because that was part of the culture, like from 9th to 12th grade. That was the culture. You said the N-word because people were like, oh, yeah, you get the pass. You get the pass. I'm like, oh, do I get the pass? Like, yeah, sure, why not?
You asked for it?
No, I never asked for it. I just used it because I lived on the block and everybody called me, and I called everybody the same way.
Yeah, yo, what the...
The block was very, very forgiving. I said,
block.
The whole block, right? No, but then
the whole block.
The kid kind of turned beet red because he didn't expect me to speak English, and everybody everybody, if it was like, how old is everybody? They're like around my age, some a little older probably. They were like, ooh. I'm like, really? Y'all gonna ooh me right now? And dude kind of like, he was taken aback. And he was like kind of looked around to try to confirm if he heard what I said. I'm like, yeah, I talked to you that way. Yes, that's what I'm talking to you. He's like turning around, look. And then the teacher's like, everybody please calm down. And then after he's like, oh, no sabía que, after a week of having that class, we had a field trip. So I lucked out. I had a field trip. We went to the Human Museum where they cut the people in half, the deceased bodies, and like slices and stuff. You could see their innards and stuff as a part of a museum. It's like very educational, if that's something that tinkles your fancy. No, it was an educational type of trip where you can see like the human anatomy and stuff like that. And being that it was health class, it was interesting to go, and it was located that time like by Coney Island, so we were able to see like the rides and stuff like that. But we didn't go to Coney Island. That was like sad. But yeah, and then I finished that, and I was able to have another free period. And it was around that time that like we would make those daily junctions over to McDonald's a little bit more frequently. So it was a good time. Yeah.
Don't just roll out the car.
Yeah, we were just counting the days until kind of like we had to take the the Regents exams that we had left, and then just finish up the year.
SATs?
Funny enough, I never took my SAT course or test.
How did you get it? Like colleges would require that.
Not my college. I went to over here in New Rochelle and Monroe College.
Not my college.
They were like, you paying? I'm paying. I'm like, oh, okay, very good. What do you want to take? Culinary arts? Okay, no problem. How much you paying? This, how much you pay? Okay, very good. And then, yeah, I'm pretty sure page that they give you that form to fill out. They asked if I ever took SATs or if I'm like, no, I just graduated college, Regents, passed, good. So they just kind of like okayed it. They never asked me for any sort of SAT score or SAT exam or anything of that nature. That's why I'm kind of confused on how the hell other people like, yo, I don't think you need to like, I've been giving that type of advice for like the longest now. Like, do I need to take SAT? I never took it. I went to college. I don't know about you guys.
But it's because you put cold hard cash right there, like boom.
But I don't know if that was it. If it was cash that really mattered, because I got my grants and everything. So I had, I
made it probably a requisite then, like after your generation.
For
me, I definitely needed it.
I mean, I'm not going to compare you being an actual engineer to be going to culinary arts. Like, I'm not going to compare the two, right?
It's
the school I went to.
It's a science. Arts is a science.
Well, the school I went to, Monroe College at that time, I think it still is, privately owned. So it was a private school. So I don't know if they were big on, SATs or whatever. The thing is that, what's it called? When I went, like I was working for a year. I stopped working to go and pursue more education. And my education so happened to lead me to over there because I was recommended. I was recommended two places. I was recommended up in Hyde Park in Poughkeepsie for the Culinary Institute of America, the CIA. And then...
Well, that's a running joke?
No, that's the actual institution.
That's the acronym, my brother.
Yeah, that's the institution. So that was a hefty price tag. And people like the likes of, like, what's my man's name? Anthony Bourdain went there for culinary arts. So big names came out of that school. But I opted to go here local where it wasn't as expensive. And I went to Monroe College and I finished up my culinary courses, which was
Did you have to dress like with the white?
You have to have your whites.
And your haircut style.
Well, I've always had kind of not the longest hair. I've always tried to keep it trimmed. But like you would have to have your whites. They would give you your attire. You would pay for your attire actually. And then obviously buy your knife kit and everything. I already had a knife kit, so I was Gucci. I didn't really have to invest in that.
Kitchen knife kit, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like my side is different.
Exactly. But again, like I kind of didn't care much of the basic courses for your associate's degree. because not that I didn't need them, it's just that I didn't care much for them because it was like just, I guess you can call it 13th grade basically.
Damn.
Yeah, and even
Damn.
math, and again math, the teacher was like, what, is this hard for you? Like, yes, I don't understand. And she's like,
I can give you the measurements for the recipe,
like
cook times.
but she passed me. I guess I got along with her enough where she passed me. And then the other classes were okay. I mean, I not that I didn't like my teacher or I didn't think my teachers were smart. It's just that, so, like, you kind of know when the teacher wants to be there a little bit, or the teacher's kind of like, you know what? It's like, this is what I'm like teaching you guys, but obviously it's not the end all be all type of thing, especially with those like those type of preliminary courses where it's like, it has nothing to do with your career and you're just taking it because the school requires you to take it, and
A
it's like,
prerequisite.
yeah, it's like, again, did I need another intro to writing? Maybe not. They gave it to me. It's like, do you need 101? A little bit more
English
useful than that.
composition.
Yeah. Or how about advertisement? Like they gave me like a phase 1 or like a course 1 of like advertisement and stuff like that for like magazine. I'm like, do I need, unless I'm going to be in the cover of People or something, or something like that. Maybe, I don't know.
Maybe not.
Yeah, they gave me a course for like a basic class or a course for communications, and I'm like, huh, okay, ace that one. That one was papita. That was good. The teacher was like very kind, and she's like, do you think of being an auditor? I'm like, no, I don't think I'm going to do this professionally, but yeah, it was nice to be able to speak in front of people. It's like, it comes so natural, like a little bit of experience. And what else? And then I think the other course was, I don't know, it was some sort of like technology. I don't know if it was technology or writing.
That's technology.
Yeah, but it wasn't something that, it was like a night course. And I don't know what happened to the teacher, but the teacher he would talk about his experiences, which had nothing to do with the course sometimes. Like, it was very technical. And I'm like, okay, how are we going to get graded for this? But then, I mean, he passed us. I'm gooch.
Yeah,
like, I'm good.
I'm gooch.
Yeah, I don't want to pursue anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I guess, I mean, I had hospitality. That was one of the best classes, Hospitality 101. That was really good course. I like that class a lot.
Was there Hospitality 102 or 201?
If you were going to go into that career, yeah, they would give you like a breakdown. Okay. Yeah. But if you're doing something else, like, then you have to break down if you're going to do pastry or if you're going to do culinary. They give you a little bit of both, but then whatever you choose, you had to kind of like stick to.
That sounds interesting.
This class was awesome. It was early. You had to be there like around 6 a.m. And
you
then
cook your breakfast?
Bro, I had to cook my own breakfast, but they showed you how to do they would teach us how to clarify butter and use that clarified butter for everything. So basically it's like, you have butter, like those big blocks of butter, put them in a saucepan and you render it, right? So you turn on the heat until it kind of like melts. And then you see the solids on top. You kind of take off the solids, and then whatever's left is that clear, like really yellow liquid, which is like the clarified butter. And that's like
just straight.
Yeah, it's straight up flavor, and there's no fats in it, right? So you kind of like use it with a little what's it called?
There's salt?
No. What's it called? My goodness, I'm forgetting everything I learned then. With a ladle, with like a 2-ounce ladle. You would ladle out, or a 1-ounce ladle. You would use that clarified butter to actually cook the food that you're doing, right? So we would get potatoes, the Idaho potatoes or russet potatoes, and we would wash them real nice and then peel them, and then we would get on the grater and grate all the potatoes and make like this nice, beautiful little, what's it called? Potato pancakes, like these large ones, the size of like
that
actual saucepans, right? Or the saute pans, I mean. You use a clarified butter, or you would mix potatoes with a little bit of egg, a little bit of flour, season it, salt, pepper real nice, and then you would make that pancake, right? And then you would crisp it up with the clarified butter, and then you would flip it and then toast on the other side, and then you have like this nice crispy like hash brown almost type of thing, and you would cut it into like little pieces that you would put on the plate. And then we would also do we cured bacon. I want to say we did marmalade or jam and
both. Imagine.
yeah, I'm trying to remember what the hell we did, because of all those things, if I still do them, I would probably just do the clarified butter, because that was like the go-to thing that we would do. The plating of fruit, that would be the big thing, like for continental breakfast. Yeah, for the continental breakfast, you would want to like do cut fruit or something, like a fruit salad or something. It was another thing that we did. I'm trying to remember what it was.
Was there always an order for the fruits, or just a straight fruit salad?
No, we would kind of have to figure out how we would peel the fruits and stuff. Like they would show us how to peel it, how to use the fruit, what type of procedure you would do, and then what type of presentation you would do. So that was interesting and fun, and always tasty, because we would always eat at the end of the day, right? And then we would make omelets or frittatas, and how to do like the correct way to like for the order up of like you want eggs over hard, over medium, over easy, or sunny side up, like what would that all mean whenever you're at the station to make eggs and stuff like that, or omelets and stuff like that, which was good. I forgot what other things they were showing us, but yeah, for the most part, that was breakfast class. Breakfast class was good. I really enjoyed that one. And the teacher was really nice. He was very nice. But yeah, that was my short story. Guys, what's it called? I know it's late. It's already tomorrow. Do you guys want to kind of call it a night here, or do you guys have another story you want to share before we bounce?
But yeah, I'll lean on you. I'm always down for more, but Ale, what do you think?
Do you mind if we cut it? Because I have to go back to school tomorrow.
And that is the end of part 1 of this episode of the LTS Out of Office. Join us next time, where we finish this episode with family. Follow us on X, Instagram, and on YouTube. Remember, you can also follow us on your favorite podcast catcher. Feel free to leave a comment or message us wherever you find it easier. Stay frosty.